endure the friction of change, or forever live with the burden of regret. When you're trying to change, right? Change is not an easy thing to do. It's difficult. Because change is fighting against your default version. Going against the habits in which you've cultivated for so long. So, the title of this video is Endure the Friction of Change. There's an intentional choice of word in this title. Friction. Because that is what you feel. Friction is a sense of resistance. So, trying to change comes with a strong sense of resistance. But a man who has a why can bear almost any how. So in this video, I want to tell you the importance of why you should change, or why you are changing, and why you should double down on that and not look away, right? In order to change, you have to have absolute disgust with yourself or a lifestyle that you're in, because change is not something that is easy. It's something that's difficult. So only when you reach your threshold can you then optimize and move towards change. Because it's not easy. Change comes with letting a part of your old self go. It comes with letting lifestyle choices go. Maybe even friends go. A job. A lot of aspects of it, right? But the consequences of not changing is living with the regret of knowing you could have, but through your own choices. Yeah, through your laziness that you chose not to. So, you only change once you are in complete disgust of self and your lifestyle, right? And you're so tired of repeating the same habits, repeating and repeating the same habits, that there's nothing else to do but change. In order to get a different result in life, you have to do something that you've never done. And doing something you've never done is difficult. There's always an element of friction there. I've already used this example, right? It's crossing your arms one way, and then crossing your arms the other way, and understanding how uncomfortable that feels and wanting to desire to cross it back the other way. But here's the thing. Every time you do something that you know you need to do, but you're avoiding to do, you build a muscle. So you strengthen the muscle of doing new things, or of doing difficult things. That's why a lot of the self-development and self-help guys pride themselves on doing difficult things, or being tough. I'm the toughest. I'm the toughest. What are they doing? They're mentally tuning themselves to be stronger than the task that they're doing. They're identifying with strengths in order to overcome it. But here's the thing. A lot of people understand, live in a very self-aware society. A lot of people understand their shortcomings. They are well aware of their shortcomings. Yet, they refuse to change because of the effort that it takes. So then we have a pandemic of deep-rooted laziness. But there's a quote that goes, it's not that you're afraid of failure. You're afraid of reaching your highest potential. And that is true. You know why? Because there's a part of yourself that you need to let go of. There are people who are afraid of changing and failing. But that one doesn't even make sense to me. It's like, if you attempt something and you're back in the same position that you started with, there's no harm done. Right? Let's say you lose some money or some resources, and what? You can make it back again. Right? But it's those individuals who know what they need to do, who know exactly what it is that they want. They are ambitious, yet they are lazy. And they refuse to change. You know why? Because they refuse to let go of the lifestyle that they have now. Because deep down inside subconsciously, they enjoy the familiarity of their misery. They enjoy the familiarity of their mediocrity. Hearing that out loud, like, it upsets me. Somebody said that to me. Okay, put your hands up, mean you're gonna fight now. What do you mean I enjoy the familiarity of my mediocrity? But if you're refusing to change and take the actions that you need to do in order to get to where you want to be, it is because you enjoy where you are. You love the predictability where you are. The reason why change is difficult because it's unpredictable. It's our first time doing something. We've lived our life a certain way the whole time, but it's our first time doing something. You know what I mean? And every time it's the first time doing something, there's always going to be an element of reluctantness to us, not wanting to trying to do something the old ways that we've done it. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. But if nothing changes within you, nothing changes in your immediate life experience. When you refuse to change, although you know that you need to attain what it is that you desire, your inability to take action then turns into self-loathing. When you loathe yourself, you also experience a lack of confidence, a lack of self-trust. And this is embodied in the individual that you are when you interact with others socially and how you go about life. It is projected in itself in the insecurities that you have. And when you meet an individual who's the embodiment of that which you desire to be, your self-loathing then projects itself as envy. Because envy isn't a real emotion. There is no experience outside of ourselves. There is no experience outside of ourselves. So envy is self-loathing projected. So if you meet somebody and you're subconsciously envious of them, or you notice that you're envious of them, that's the indication of where you should put your attention. Because there is something that you want on the other side of there. There's something that they have that you desire for yourself. And you somehow subconsciously feel entitled to have it without doing the work. And quite frankly, that is simply not reality. That is not reality. There's something that they have that you desire. You know, envy is twisted admiration, right? It tells you what you want out of life. It's actually a self-serving emotion once you feel it, because it indicates to you what you need to work on and what you need to change and where you need to put your focus on. But remember, you are not envious of anybody else. It's your self-loathing that's projecting itself onto somebody else. What do I mean by that? You loathe yourself for not taking action, right? Because every time you do something that you told yourself you'll do and you do it, you become more confident. That muscle of avoidance, right, is weakened. And a muscle of strength, internal self-strength, that comes with being a tough person that does tough things, is then built on top of. So endure the friction of change, or forever live with the burden of regret. And the burden of regret comes with the constant projection of envy, which is you self-loathing yourself for not acting on the things that you truly desire and you know deep down that you can do. But because of your desire to optimize for comfort at the expense of future discomfort instead of immediate discomfort, at the expense of future comfort, is the reason why you're stuck in the position that you're stuck in. But remember what I said at the beginning? The only people who change are the people who are in complete disgust of their life, right? They understand that they desire to change. They understand that they need to do difficult things and face difficult things. And if you're going to implement change, one thing that you need to pride yourself on is the ability to do difficult tasks, face difficult tasks, right? And just do them. And at the beginning, you need to remove your emotions from the picture. I have a video called 1 Degree of Separation. I highly recommend you watch that, which sort of teaches you how to go about doing so. Because change is difficult. It is not easy. It's not easy to do something that you haven't done your whole life, right? But remember that sooner than you know, if you show up every day and do it consistently, it will become your new default settings. It will become your new habits. It will become your new normal. But hey, if you want to change, if you really want real change, pride yourself on one thing. Pride yourself on doing difficult things. Pride yourself on doing all the things that you're reluctant to. Because everything you want is really on the other side of everything that you're avoiding. I hated that quote for the longest time. I hated it. Now look at me preaching this shit. But for real, like, lock in when I say this. Everything you want is on the other side of the work that you're avoiding. It's good to remember that nobody's coming to save you, my bro. Nobody's coming to save you. You are your own savior. And the individuals who change are the individuals who come to acceptance of that. You must sit with that long enough and come to acceptance of it. Nobody's coming to save you, bro. So it's either you change or you die. Or do you want better? You either change or you die trying. Because if you don't, it'll be embodied in the man or woman that you are in the future. the mother or father that you become, the co-worker or partner that you become, will be embodied in all those things. So in the name of self-love, in the name of loving yourself, please change and optimize change and do the difficult things that you know you need to do in order to get to where you want to be. And ensure you choose immediate discomfort as an investment to your future self. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, endure the friction of change, forever live with the burden of regret. Peace.